Welcome to a new lesson. Now today we are going to learn how to ask where someone is. Where in Arabic is ain. That's the first thing we're going to learn. And we're going to learn how to answer, how to say in the. And we're going to learn how to use the pronouns he and she. So, to ask where someone is or where something is, we use ain. Okay, so let's write that down to see how we pronounce it together. It's a. There's a hamza on top, and there's a ye, and the noon letter. Ain. Okay, and usually when we pronounce it, it's ain. There's a fatha on top. So okay. Ain. Where? So let's ask where someone is. Aina Ahmed. Ahmed also has a hamza on top. Aina Ahmed? That's a question. Okay, now what's the use of saying where someone is if you can't answer? Okay, now to answer, let's say Ahmed is in the car. So we say Ahmed fi السيارة. Ahmed fi السيارة. Fi means in the. Sayara is car. Now let's write that down. The answer is Ahmed fi. Now the fi, you can make out how many letters it's made out of. F-E. Fi. It's two letters. So we have the fe. This is the fe and e. Ahmed fi السيارة. Remember, this is the L that we took in the previous lesson because Ahmed is obviously in a defined car. If I say Ahmed fi سيارة, okay, without the L, what does that mean? In English, the equivalent of that is Ahmed is in a car. We don't know which car. He's in a car. Maybe he's lost. But when we say Ahmed fi السيارة, of course, when you pronounce it, it has a flow. Ahmed fil السيارة. That means Ahmed is in the car, which means that you and I know which car we're talking about. That's the use of El. Ahmed fil السيارة. Okay, let's take another example. أين Ali? Where is Ali? Where is Ali? Let's write that down. So we have أين again. أين. Yeah. أين. There's a fatha over here. أين Ali? Now I want to say Ali is in the house. So we say Ali fi البيت. Ali في البيت. It flows. Ali في البيت. So the answer here is علي لا. And here we have في البيت. ب ي and the ت. أين علي? Where's علي? علي في البيت. It's في البيت. But of course, we always need to have the sentence flows. So it's kind of connected. في البيت. So instead of saying في and then pausing and saying البيت, you say في البيت, which actually makes it easier and more enjoyable to say. علي في البيت. Okay, let's take another example. Where is he? Now, remember, he and she in Arabic is هو and هي. هو is for the masculine, هي is for the feminine. هو, he, هي, she. Let's write that down. So here I will say أين هو. Where is he? أين هو? Where is he? And the reply will be هو في البيت. He's in the house. ب ي ت. أين هو؟ هو في البيت. Okay, again, here you have the L. Look at this here. This is very important because we're defining the house. If you say Ali fi bait, or you say huwa fi bait, that means he's in a house and you don't know which house it is. Again, he's lost. But he's not lost because we know which house it is. Huwa fi al-bayt. Huwa fil bayt. Okay, let's try to read these together again. Aina Ahmed. Where is Ahmed? Aina Ahmed. أحمد في السيارة. أحمد في السيارة. أين علي؟ علي في البيت. علي في البيت. أين هو? Where is he? هو في البيت. So here, instead of saying Ali, we used هو. Okay? Now let's take another example. So let's ask about where a girl is. So here we have, this is a new name. We have Aisha. This is the A. You're used to saying it Aisha, but this is how it's actually said, and it's written I. There's a Hamza over here. I. There's Sh. So the Sh letter, 3 waves, 3 dots, and it ends with this connected Ta. It's called the Ta al-marbuta. Aisha. Okay? Now let's ask where she is. أين عائشة. عائشة. Hamza again. أين عائشة? Let's say Aisha is in the library. Now, library in Arabic is مكتبة. مكتبة. So, here we're going to say Aisha. The answer is, of course, this is the question, and the answer is Aisha The reason I'm writing this in front of you, so I hope that you can write this too with me. So you will be learning the meanings, you learn how to write and read all at the same time, engaging all senses. So Aisha في in the المكتبة. المكتبة. Say that after me. That's the library. المكتبة. So we have المك and we have B, and now the end sound المكتبة, that remember is the connected T. Okay, and you can tell that this is a feminine word just by this sound at the end, المكتبة. So عائشة في المكتبة. عائشة في المكتبة. Now let's ask about where she is without using her name. So I'm going to use a pronoun. أين هي? Okay, so here we have أين. Sorry, that's a bit crooked. أين هي. Well, هي is for the feminine. It's her. أين هي? Where is she? أين هي? And your reply is هي في المكتبة. المكتبة. Now, when you're writing in Arabic, this was always the challenge for children when they start learning Arabic, is that to learn dictation, which is to listen to something and to be able to write it down, is that you have to be able to make out what letters this word is made out of. Okay? And that process is called tahajji, which means to try to say the word slowly, to try to figure out the sounds and what letters this is made out of. So when I was writing mektaba, I say it in a way so you can try to figure out the letters that this word is made out of. So that if you keep on practicing that will enable you to write down anything you hear. So the word is mektaba, but when you say it, you try to say mek. There's a ke, there's a te, mektaba. There's a b, definitely. There's a b, and there's that sound at the end. Mektaba. Okay? You slowly try to figure out what letters this is made out of. Okay? So, now we're going to ask about a girl named Asya. Okay? We're going to say, where is Asya? Okay? So, here we have أين Asya. Okay, it's a new name, so we have Yeah. This is a long. Okay, don't worry about this line. This only tells us that when we say the is really long. Asia. Okay? أين آسيا? Now, Asia happens to be in the school. So we say آسيا في المدرسة. مدرسة is school. مدرسة. المدرسة. The school. So this is how we write it. آسيا. Oops, sorry. آسيا في المدرسة. Let's do the tahajji together, which is trying to figure out the letters that are in this word. Al med med and med re se. This is se, but of course that end sound, that at the end is always this doggy shaped T. Okay? آسيا في المدرسة. Or we can say هي في المدرسة. So instead of saying her name, we can say هي. So هي في المدرسة. Whenever you hear L, it's these two letters, like this. المدرسة. Okay. Now, I think your students have had enough. Tune in next week for a new lesson. Yes, I think you have had enough. Okay? I'll see you in the next lesson. Remember to practice, okay? You can go over the previous lessons. Make sure you write them down. Pronounce them out loud, okay? This is going to get your tongue muscle engaged in the process, okay? I'll see you in the next lesson.